I am at my local coin shop in a private office, and I'm about to show you the most interesting piece of silver likely you have ever seen. Be careful, this is not for children. And yes, it is X-rated. Let's explore! Who would have thought that a place like this would have something literally pornographic? Well, a place like this sells coins and bullion as well. The piece I'm about to show you here is just that, and it is bullion, and it is marked as such. Yes, indeed, and you can see here it looks like it has been tested, and understandably so. This is number 3 of I don't know how many. Maybe it's out of I don't know what the final mintage of this was, but this is poured silver, obviously, and you can see, I don't know if this is a stamping for the maker's mark, who could have produced it or not. I don't know, but it's 16.8 troy ounces of 3/9 fine silver. And as you can see here on the reverse of this piece, the poured piece, it's got some interesting character to it. Wait until you see the obverse. Now, it almost looks like some pieces, parts of it have been filed down, which is kind of interesting indeed. And again, if you have kids in the room, make sure you tell them to leave here very, very soon, because what I'm about to show you is not for the young, and that's for sure. And it's probably not for the woke either, just so you understand, but this is very interesting. Just the shape is kind of odd. And can you imagine what this could be? Why? How could this be pornographic? It looks very strange. But indeed, wait till I turn it over, then it all will be revealed. But indeed, this is what we are seeing here. Pure silver, very heavy in the hand. It's got a nice weight to it, 16.8 ounces. That's pretty remarkable. That's almost over 3/4 of a tube of silver eagles, right? But who knows what silver this would have came from. Of course, if this piece was filed out to test it, it's kind of a strange way to do it. It's a very odd looking cut in there. They really wanted to go down deep, I assume, to make sure that it was indeed genuine. Yes, indeed. There was a pun intended there, and that's what she said. So without further ado, let's turn this over and see exactly what makes this thing so controversial. All right, are you ready? Well, whether you're ready or not, here it comes. Kids, go out of the room. Here we go. Now you understand. Look at that. First we look over here. The startled look on the woman's face is kind of interesting, and it's kind of fascinating that the gentleman's head appears to be cut off there, which is kind of odd. Why did not make that head much bigger? But then maybe that's what she said as well, too. You can make all kinds of jokes. However, it is interesting to see this kind of natural toning, a purplish toning around the piece as we go to this section of the silver. Now we're going to go down a little bit. You can see that they're not clothed, and you can see that she's not clothed. And he is rather a long, lanky feller. And now we get into the section, the part here where we see what's going on, and it is indeed very pornographic, down to what looks to be baskets for basketball courts, but nonetheless, this is not that. It's not a basketball court. Those are, I guess, fishnets. And there you can see he has his pants pulled down, and you can see what's happening there. So there it is. Fascinating indeed. In all of my years of silver stacking, I've seen some pretty crazy shapes and even some suggestive pieces out there, but nothing as explicit as what I'm seeing here. I was shocked, and it doesn't take much to shock me. Actually, it does take a lot to shock me, and this is one of those pieces that certainly did. I had very limited time with this piece while I was there. It did not last long. In fact, by the time you see this video, it will be melted down. I'm going to tell you a little bit of the story behind this piece. I found out afterwards is that somebody had poured it, and they sold it to this local coin shop, and I don't know the numbers that were on it as to how many were actually created. However, most likely pieces like this that get traded into coin shops are melted down, especially considering the theme. But also many pieces of silver I've found out from this local coin shop, recognized bars, especially if the bars that they don't like or they don't think are going to sell well, they get sent to scrap. A lot of that silver is recycled from bullion, believe it or not. And so this is one of those pieces that likely you've never seen before, never will see again, and it's understandable why, but fascinating indeed. Now, a piece like this that you pour on your own, I have several pieces that I've poured. It's sort of the same situation. They may test it for its authenticity as far as it being silver, pure silver, or what have you. But sooner or later, those things get thrown into piles, and unless a collector that wants that specific type of silver, and this is an example of it, a type of salacious silver that I've never seen before, and it's remarkable that was even created. Fascinating indeed. But you never know what may come across your local coin shop. And in theory, had I had the money at the time, I could have bought this, and I could have taken it to my own collection and showed you. But nonetheless, I'm showing you now as a piece that was indeed utilized and traded. And apparently that mark that is on it, that was done at this shop. And I didn't even realize it. They tested it. They weren't taking the markings. They weren't taking the markings other than as a grain of salt. They wanted to make sure that it was indeed silver before it was sent to be melted down. But not all silver is the same. But on the other hand, all silver is the same. It's just silver when it comes down to it, no matter what the theme that may be behind it. But this is the kind of thing that you're going to see, I think, from time to time, as we see especially a lot more members of this community and branching off into other areas and other social media platforms, create some absolutely stunning pieces with a wide variety of different subjects and shapes and sizes. It's remarkable to see the variety of silver that's being produced these days, and at such high quality. And this is an example of that I think will endure. Although this piece itself is gone, and more than likely the other pieces, if they're still around, are not being traded regularly. Who's going to buy something like this? I don't know, but it is interesting. The most unique silver piece I've ever seen in my entire life, and the most salacious as well. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch, and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.